What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about Rossi, and as you can see here, I am living inside Rossi's combat trials. So let's talk about Rossi. She's currently the latest character. She is surprisingly more popular than I expected. My entire Twitter is just this girl, and she is carrying Arknights Endfield popularity right now, as we're speaking. And now the sad thing is that Tang Tang banner just ended, but you know you can still lose and get Tang Tang in Rossi banner while watching this random gameplay that I got in the combat trials because I don't have Rossi. So as you all know, Rossi is a physical and heat DPS. She kind of does a bit of both, and she wants vulnerability, she wants arts infliction, she has cool attack animations and sound effects, and a unique combo skill mechanic like no other character. So when determining whether or not you should pull for Rossi, let's look at the pros and cons of this character. The first pro, the major pro I would say, is that she has really cool sound effects. I think that's the major draw for me for this character. She has like that sound kind of like from Acheron. I don't know how to describe it, kind of like the sci-fi mechanical black magic with her knives. Second pro I would say is that she has very nice attack animations, especially her basic attack sequence. At the end of her basic attack sequence, where she kind of like leaves a shadow echo walk, and then she like runs around and then like jumps and stuff. And also her ultimate animations. I think that's like the best ultimate animation ever. It just lasts for so long. It's like a machine gun. Third pro is that she deals damage. She is probably going to be, as you know with Gacha Games tradition, the latest banner character is usually, if they're a main DPS, they're usually the best damage dealer for that patch. The fourth pro I would say is that she has some self-sustain. So in the most like optimal DPS team, you could theoretically run some sustainless team for the most optimal damage. Fifth pro, she has a unique combo skill mechanic that kind of has like a second QTE, and also has like a perfect timing mechanic, although it's not really perfect. It's kind of like a watered down version of Osu. And the last really major pro I would say is that all her best teams are very free to play friendly. As you can see from this team that they gave us, it's already like, it's just 4 stars and then Chun and then Japan. And from what I can see from most people's team, Rossi teams, they're all mostly like the free physical DPS, like, you know, Chun, Japan. She doesn't need like Tang Tang, for example. I think she benefits from having Gilberta, but as of right now, she doesn't really need any like major 6-star partner for her. After her pros, I'll mention some of her cons. Her first con I would say is that she requires both vulnerability and arts infliction in order to trigger her combo skill. So that's like 2 things. So your teammates can still be somewhat restricted. You need like a physical character that can apply their physical vulnerability, and also another character that to apply infliction. It's usually going to be heat. So in this case, they gave us Akikuri. So you need physical characters, and then you need like a non-physical character. She's not a very versatile character. She really only plays like physical and like combustion teams for now. A third con, not really that much of a con, I would say, is that she's primarily a main DPS. She has no like supportive capabilities or sub DPS. She has some self-sustain, which kind of like compensates, and she could potentially go sustainless. And that's about it for the con. There hasn't been that much 6 stars limited characters for now, so there's not much bad characters automatically. So that's for the pros and cons. Let's talk about how future-proof Rossi is in terms of a long-term investment. I would say overall damage might get power creep. That's just like gacha logic, but we don't know just yet. Arknights Endfield might be different. DPS might not get power creep that much. It could be the support that gets replaced. We assume with ongoing gacha logic, usually main DPS get power creep. And if she gets power, she can't really do support. And the next thing I want to say is that she's a value 4 character, and I predict that a lot of the overpowered characters might come from bullying, and we probably are not going to get a new region until like next year. And Valley 4 being like the first tutorial region might get power crept by like ruling overpowered characters, so that's a minor concern. So now I want to talk about who should pull for Rossi. I would say you should pull if you don't have or don't plan to have a well invested physical DPS yet. I mean, most physical DPS can be sub DPS, but for me, my ongoing plan is to have like a free to play physical admin team. So Rossi is not gonna add that much value for me since I plan to just try to challenge myself with a free to play physical main admin main DPS team. So if you're not like me, you don't plan to play physical admin or have any other physical DPS, you should get Rossi just to fill that role. To pull for Rossi, I mean, this is kind of like the same as the first reason, but I listed here as two reasons, is that you don't have a main premium damage dealer yet. So as of right now, we're at like the 5th banner, right? There's Levitain, there's Gilberta, there's Yvonne, there's Tong Tong, and depending on who you pulled for, it will determine whether or not Rossi would add value for you or not. So if you didn't pull for Levitain, you didn't pull for Yvonne, those are the two main DPS, Rossi is going to be very good value for you. Since Tong Tong is like a sub DPS, Gilberta is like a support. And every account should eventually have like a premium 6-star limited damage dealer. Because you know those characters are the most optimal for damage. So if you don't have Levitain, you don't have Yvonne, you should probably get Rossi. Another reason you should pull Rossi is that if you already have a Wolfguard or you already play Wolfguard. Because I think they definitely work together, they're like siblings. For me, I don't have Wolfguard level because I don't really have a team for him. I don't have any heat DPS. There's only one heat DPS actually. It's just Levitain, and if you don't have Levitain, you just don't get to play heat teams. But if you're already level Wolfguard, Rossi should be a no-brainer. And some other reason to pull for the character, you know, you like the character. That's one obvious one. And there's one final reason in the decision to pull for Rossi is that, you know, in this game especially, it's special. You could potentially accidentally get Yvonne and Tong Tong while trying to pull for Rossi. And this could either help you or not help you. If you don't have Yvonne and Tong Tong, pulling for Rossi could be really good too. You could potentially and accidentally get Yvonne and Tong Tong in the process. And as a player that means Yvonne and Tong Tong, I can assure you, I can attest that those two are really good characters. Especially Tong Tong, that can benefit your account. And Yvonne and Tong Tong are basically allows you to have a premium cryo team. So I think that's one underrated aspect when you're trying to pull for Rossi. Now this could also works terribly for some of you, for people like me, because I have Yvonne and Tong Tong, and if I try to pull for Rossi, I might accidentally just get more Yvonne and Tong Tong. And you know, in this game, duplicates potential don't matter that much, and it'll be a waste if you accidentally get like a character you already have, especially if it's 6 stars limited. So that's the first reason to not pull for Rossi, is that if you already have Yvonne and Tong Tong like me and you don't want to accidentally get them again. Okay, the second reason for me, I mean, this isn't really a reason, but it's like if you just don't have enough 120 pulls guaranteed. Like I just pulled for Tong Tong, so I don't have enough as a free to play to pull for Rossi. It's that simple. But personal reason aside, I would say maybe don't pull for Rossi if you want to pull for this is like obvious, but if you want to like wait for an upcoming unit like Mifu and Zhuangfang Yi, they could be right in the next banner. So future units might be revealed at like the last week or like the last like 3 days. I don't know how Arknights Endfield cycle works, but it should be like the last few days of Rossi banner. We will get revealed for what is the next upcoming banner. So it's good to be a bit patient if you want. If you care about the future units, it's good to be a bit more patient and wait for any news before making a decision. But I know in this like current social media landscape, getting the latest character while they're relevant might be more valuable than being patient. Back to reasons to not pull for Rossi. I already explained it, but for me, it's if you already like plan or have in other physical main DPS team, then Rossi might not give that much value to you. And from what I've seen, free to play physical team isn't that bad for now. So I feel like maybe Rossi might not be very necessary just to fill that physical damage dealer niche. And lastly, don't pull if you're worried about losing to Yvonne and Tong Tong like me. So final verdict. Overall, Rossi is surprisingly a more popular character than I anticipated. I thought this character might be very flop since she's right after popular characters like Yvonne and Tong Tong. And she's also like a childlike character, which a lot of people might not find very appealing, might not be hitting the target audience. But as you know, this character is very likely to be the best damage dealer for like at least these few months. So I would say the biggest reason you should pull for Rossi is that you're lacking a premium damage dealer. That's the main reason I could give. Like you skip Levitain, you skip Yvonne, and if you also skip Tong Tong, you probably have enough pulls to get Rossi anyway. So that is about it. I hope y'all enjoy your Rossi, and I'll see y'all next time.